Hello everyone, today we are talking about in our video the mechanism of auditory or the mechanism of hearing. We call it audition, right? So we understand that when we're talking about auditory sensations, we're talking about the sense of hearing, and here we are going to be discussing the mechanism, the physiology, the activity that goes on how we hear what we hear. And we remember this stimulus now is not dealing with light waves like in the visual activities. We are talking about auditory waves, right? So we understand that this is it. The picture or the image or the diagram we'll be having from the one we can see is just the pineal, and it's almost looking like it has nothing to do. But if you understand the way the pineal is built, you understand that it has to play a big role in regulating even the intensity and the frequency, and how your other parts of brain ear is exposed to breeze and sounds that come to it, right? There is a way this pineal can help to break it down. So that is where we are starting. So we have said it, that the pineal has to break down some breeze and information, or those sounds, or that auditory vibrations or wave that come, right? And we know that it travels, sound waves, right? Travels from the outer ear to the middle, yes, the eardrum, which is in the middle ear, right? Yes, so from the outer ear, it moves to the middle ear, that is the eardrum of the middle ear, right? So this middle ear is where we found the we call the eardrum, we also call it the tympanic membrane, TYMPA, right? Tympanic membrane, and this is where you found the three bones of the ear that are placed adjacent, right? So the three bones of the eardrum, right? We have the incus, INCUS, or you call it the anvil, ANVIL. So that is the incus or anvil. Then we have the malleus or hammer. Then the third one is the stirrups or the stapes. These are the three bones of the ear found in the middle ear. That is the tympanic membrane or the eardrum, right? We also call this the ossicles. The three bones are also called the ossicles. Yes, the ossicles. So let's repeat again. So we are starting from the fact that the sound wave travels from the outer ear through the middle ear, that's the eardrum, and when this vibration occurs at this tympanic membrane via these three bones of these ossicles, right? What happens? The information is transcribed to the cochlea, or is taken, the signal is taken to the cochlea. The next position is cochlea. Then the cochlea is where you see the hair cell that will convert it. We call it that is the sense receptor there, right? So at the cochlea, it converts the vibration to electrical signals and transmits it to the auditory nerves. Just the same way we did in vision. Once it's transcribed, the next transcribing or transducing it to electrical impulse is done at this place, the cochlea, right? And once that vibration is converted to electrical impulse, it moves or transmitted to the auditory nerve. The cochlea is made up of, like I said before, hair cell that converts those vibrations to electrical signals, right, or electrical impulses. Then the next you see is the basilia. We call it the basilia membrane. Basilia, BASALIA, right? Basilia membrane. It vibrates immediately the sound reaches the cochlea. That is the function of that aspect. Yes. So the additional information here is that the cochlea, right, has two parts: the upper part, the lower part. So we understand that the upper part is responsible, or we call it the top of the cochlea, is responsible for low pitch sounds, right? Yes, while the lower part of the cochlea is responsible for high pitch sounds. So what are we saying? Once is taken from the cochlea to the optic nerve after being transduced, is then taken to the brainstem. Yes, from the auditory nerve to the brainstem. Then the brainstem like processes it, yes, and takes it to the superior colliculi, which we have talked about, part of the membrane, midbrain, yes, and from there, temporal lobe we have it. Temporal lobe we have it for interpretation. You know, this brainstem is near the hindbrain, and it moves it to the superior colliculi of the midbrain, and then the temporal lobe of the cerebrum found in the forebrain, and interpretation is made by that temporal lobe. So I want to summarize it again. We are saying that when a sound wave moves to your ear, it moves to the middle ear. From the outer ear, it goes to the middle ear. The middle ear is where you find the eardrum, or otherwise known as the tympanic membrane. There in the middle ear, you find three bones I call the anvil, the stapes, and the hammer, right? Now, once this sound wave causes vibration at this eardrum, via these three bones that are adjacently placed, it moves to the cochlea, because the eardrum transmits it to the cochlea. The cochlea has two parts: the hair cell, that is the hair cell that has the signal, or that converts the stimulus to electrical impulse. And once it's converted, it is then moved to the, what is it called, the optic nerve, sorry, auditory nerve, please. Okay, sorry about that, the auditory nerve. Yes, once it gets to the auditory nerve, it is then the auditory nerve then carries it straight to the brainstem. The brainstem regulates it and takes it to the superior colliculi, which is responsible for arranging some visual processing, visual and auditory processing, yes. So it processes it and moves it to the temporal lobe, part of the forebrain in the cerebrum, yes. So for interpretation. So this is the mechanism of auditory nerves. And it will be interesting to please remember every part we have discussed and their role. This is the physiology of hearing, if I may use that word. So this is the size of the video, and we will be glad for you to subscribe to our video, like and share, and see you in other videos. We'll be glad because you'll be able to access other aspects of our video and your courses as a student of psychology. And thank you as you subscribe, and do have a nice time as you access our videos.